Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a review, a discussion. We're going to talk about The Thinning 2 because during quarantine, I watched The Thinning 2. I actually have seen Thinning 1 when it came out, but I never got around to watching the magisness of The Thinning 2, and I did it during this quarantine. And so basically, I got upset halfway through the movie and had to do a review. I literally watched this 2 weeks ago, but I took so many notes that we are definitely doing a video on it. I'm not sure which channel this is going on. It may be going on my main channel. It may be going on my vlog channel. Who knows? Hi, whoever you got. And yes, we're talking about number 2, not 1. If you want me to do a whole video on The Thinning 1, we can do that. So this is a YouTube Premium or YouTube Red movie, which means that you have to pay for it. Either you have to pay for it or you have to have a YouTube Premium subscription. I have a YouTube Premium subscription, so I watched this shit for free. I would not have paid for it. We're not to that point of the quarantine where I'm that bored. I did not pay for this. So this is a dystopian movie. Basically, in this world, you have to take an aptitude test every single year while you're in school, and if you fail any year, you will be killed. That's pretty much the premise of how this system is unfair, and just there's a lot of shit going on in this dystopian world, obviously, because it's dystopian worlds. By the end of the first one, we find out, I think by the end of the first one, like I said, I haven't watched this in like at least 4 years. First one, we find out that the kids in the school that we saw weren't killed, they were just turned to slaves. And that's where The Thinning 2 comes in. So our main character, which is played by, I think, what is it, Peyton List. She was on Jessie. She was on Bunked. Our cast here, we have a very good cast of YouTubers and Disney Channel stars, which I love Disney Channel, so I'm not complaining. We even have the girl who was on, like, people were really worried about because of the drugs thing. I forgot her name. Leah Marie Johnson. She's in this movie. So even the first one, I did enjoy the beginning of the first one too, and you would think, like, oh, I like it, it's like, great, and then you start to realize that it is not the best movie ever, but it's okay. I wrote in my notes, for a YouTube/direct-to-video movie, it's really good, and I do agree with that. It's, the plot, the premise is interesting. The second one, we have the main character actually is working for a secret organization trying to take down the evil people. Logan Paul's dad in the first movie, he is running for president, and she's also part of his like team to become president. Should I watch this movie? If you know nothing about American politics, if you just want to watch something for 2 hours to just let the time go by, I would recommend this movie. Watch this movie. It's a good movie for the most part, but we are about to get into spoilers and why I didn't. It's to a point where literally, my problems, I wrote in my notes, my problems with this movie literally begins at the 1 hour 30-minute mark. This is a 2-hour movie, guys. So I'm saying that I had no problems with this movie up until 75% into this movie, which, a little bit of background on this movie. This movie was filmed back when Logan Paul was like the shit. He was making a lot of like money. He was really the it YouTube, like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they were like the it YouTube people. And this movie was slated to come out, wait for it, it actually came out after this, but it was slated to come out after the whole Japan thing. And if you guys don't know what happened with Logan Paul in Japan, he showed a dead body on camera in a vlog, and so this movie got pushed back. It got pushed back a few months because they already had made it and edited and I think put all this money into it. They did actually want to still put it up, but they waited a bit in order to put it up. So this was originally supposed to be a trilogy. And you could tell it was supposed to be a trilogy because nothing really, it set up the world, we understand what's going on in the world, how like the current events of this world, the main character is trying to find incriminating things to shut down the thinning, or at least. So something that I didn't explain very well while filming this is that the people on the outside in the regular world don't know that these kids are still alive. Like, the typical people don't know. They think that they were killed. And the girl is just trying to find things to end the thinning. Also because she wants to believe that Logan Paul is alive, because she has a huge crush on Logan Paul. So another thing I realized while editing this video is that they put the ending of the movie in this fucking trailer. Oh my god. Like I said, I have notes, and my notes literally say, started to feel very rushed, kind of like a last minute school paper. There's an election year. We are going through elections right now, it's fine. This movie is supposed to be in 2040, which is fine, okay? I assume that it still abides by the political rules of today, but the president, that's Logan Paul's dad, didn't really do anything. By the end of us, is a figurehead. But his vice president, by the end of the movie, literally arrests everyone who was ever against the thinning. Here's the thing, there are checks and balances in the politics. You can't just do shit. Like, it just doesn't work that way. Like, there's people and people and people. Like, first of all, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what the vice president does, but I don't think they have that authority, just in general. But I mean, bad guy movie, so I don't know. But that literally was like, this is not how it works. It's not how anything fucking works, which, I was so upset. I don't know. Like, cops that they do send aren't just cops, like regular, like, NYPD, California PD, just like normal cops. And I just assume, maybe I'm a little bit weird, but I would assume that if it's with the president higher ups, wouldn't it be the FBI that's gonna go after you? I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking there. I was like, wait, or maybe I just didn't understand properly. That one, I don't know. That one, I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna go to this part. This movie ends at the worst fucking place. So basically, the gang, Logan, Disney Channel girl. I literally just forgot the names of all the characters, and that's why I'm naming them this. Logan, Disney Channel girl, Leah Marie. They're about to be taken to jail. And then, you know, like, action movie, like, the car just flips over, and back opens, and it's like, we're going to war. And I was like, that's cool. But there is no fucking sequel. Like, literally, the end is literally set up to be like, this is not Back to the Future, okay? It was set up kind of like, I'm joking, if you guys have seen Back to the Future, it was set up kind of like the end of the first Back to the Future. You knew there was going to be a second Back to the Future. YouTube could not have predicted the Suicide Forest thing, but it was still annoying. Like, I'm just like, well, that they still released this movie, just in general, with a cliffhanger ending, really fucking pisses me off. Because we know there isn't gonna be a third movie because it's been years, first off. Logan Paul is not the Logan Paul that he was before. I don't know, he's kind of a different person at this point. Which, I mean, that acting, it doesn't really matter. But they would have to recast, I would assume. They would have to, I just don't think it's gonna happen. And me, being the investigative journalist that I am, I actually went through and watched a few of their interviews for this movie, and everyone's like, when is the third one coming? Is it coming? I'm like, I don't think it's coming, and that just kind of fucking frustrated me. I don't know, it would have been a good, I like the movie in general. I feel like I'm just ranting about why I fucking hate the ending of this movie, and it pretty much that's what it is. And I feel like unless you've seen this movie, this rant does not make sense. Is there any more, like, bad movies or frustrating movies that you maybe want me to watch? Because quarantine, we have nothing to fucking do. So I will literally watch a movie and talk about it and rant about it if I feel the need to. So, yes, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!